get right into it, I guess. So last time, you guys started out in the Hot Cliffs Inn, speaking with some gnomes in Cyra's room, who, after some discussion, you guys had agreed to take care of a spooky warehouse so you could get out of here, with the understanding that somebody was looking for you, which is fine. You guys slept the night, head down toward the docks, and there you bought some new tents and some bedrolls. You traded some terror bird parts for some healing potions, and you bought some healing potions and some water breathing potions as well. Uh, Danny got some other extra things. And then as you guys were kind of walking around down there, Azalea had spotted a number of galleys, 3 galleys, flying the Blood Queen's colors, but crewed by Roverdaran soldiers. As the kind of confusion and feelings about this swirled around, you guys ended up at the warehouse where Azalea had found a way through the windows, but as she stuck her head inside, a kind of a ball in the darkness had rolled up to her. Danny just decided to walk up to the door with his hand crossbow and knock on the door. Now, the mist was very heavy, so you guys weren't spotted or anything like that. And a ball got rolled out toward Tor, who kicked it at Azalea, who kicked it inside, knocked over a crate. Cyra was chastising Danny, and nice sword.
Closing a door with it, so it's good for.
Cyra was yelling at Danny for causing a commotion and being openly armed, and when a rabbit doll was mocking her and made her scream and cause a scene. The guards told you all to go away. So, as you guys were told to leave, Cyra was kind of written off as crazy. Cyra and Azalea went down to the Ocean Breeze Tavern, while Danny and Tor went to go get your armor and your weapons, in case you wanted to go back. So you had gone up the cliffs and then back down, and in that time, Azalea went to listen in on the conversations of the Ravardarian crew that had come in. Turns out that she couldn't understand the language that they were speaking, so learned nothing of particular value. There, Cyra also spotted the captain and Muri, a gnoll and a kitsune, respectively, and the captain had been looking for them, for you guys, all of you. Extremely loud, a little boisterous, saying that, yeah, you know what, we found you because you were making a scene. That's what they were told to expect, I suppose. Muri tried to do a little bit of damage control, and as all of you kind of arrived, you were told that you'd be leaving at midnight, so to be there somewhere sometime before midnight, excuse me. Let's see. After that, Danny and Tor also kind of listened in on the Ravardarian crews, picking up that they were bitching about the weather. Weird. Other than that, you guys ended up going up, getting your gear, and then, yeah, you guys were head down to the docks in the middle of the night. It seems that Muri gave some sort of signal to the captain, who loudly distracted somebody. You guys were put below decks, pretty much, somewhere. You guys hid on the first deck there, behind some boxes kind of near the front of the ship, out of everybody's way as they were kind of finishing loading. And you guys overheard something about being towed, and felt the ship begin to move. And so you guys are heading out into the mist. And this cargo hold, as you guys are kind of huddled together, is just kind of filled even here with the mist, and it's hard to see very far in front of you. And you're hiding. You're doing fairly well at it, in hopes that no one will see you. Before you had boarded, there might have been some port authority or something that the guard was, or port authority that the captain was distracting, or guards maybe. And the sailors who were finishing their duties in loading the Merchant Guild ship Brilliant Barrel, or MGS Brilliant Barrel, didn't even seem to notice you board, and disappear into the bowels of the flout. The flout is the type of ship you're on. It's a flout. It's uncharacteristically warm for this time of year, and each of you kind of huddled together in your clothes, sweating. listening to the water kind of lap at the sides of the ship. You can hear crewmen calling to one another, distant voices kind of muffled by the wood of the ship. This part of the Bay of Machines is shrouded in mist, and you know it'll be some time before you're towed out into the open water, at least away from whatever terrible Ashlands waters there are. While you guys kind of anxiously wait uh, as you're leaving the port, is there anything you want to do other than stay out of sight?
Do kobolds sweat?
You know, that is a great question.
I'll look that
Maybe.
up.
You know what? I will get back to you on that. Probably not. Um, you would be a little bit more of the cold-blooded type. So you're overheating a little bit. It's not great. It doesn't feel very good. So yeah, you probably need to be drenched in some cold water. Uh, yeah. Any other questions? That's a good question. It's a good question. Okay, cool. And so the the time passes. You're not sure
I'm
how
sure
long.
she's gonna be sleeping.
Say that again.
She's gonna be sleeping.
Okay, you're gonna try your best to sleep. You know, it's midnight, 1 in the morning, something like that, and it's kind of stuffy, and you end up kind of just like sitting down with your back against the crate, kind of curled up a little bit, and you pass right out. Um, and the other three watches Azalea just kind of out,
Ow.
sleepy. Um, but the rest of you kind of feel this because Azalea's passed out. Uh, a couple of hours passes. You think it feels like a couple of hours. Who knows how long it actually is? It takes entirely too long for the steam and the mist to kind of give way, to kind of clear out of this deck, give way to kind of a cool air, and it feels pretty good for you, Cyra, as you're kind of cooling off. Um, and a very dim light kind of begins to suffuse the deck that you're in. And the gray light, as time goes on, begins to turn a very slight red as it passes through. You can see it now. It's kind of halfway down the ship. It's a deck prism. It's like a crystal that's in the ceiling or on the top floor of the deck that kind of like shines light down into the deck. But yeah, it's capturing some reddish colored light, and it's kind of radiating it out through the deck. And you can see a little bit more clearly, and the oppressive atmosphere, the anxiety, seems to lift just a little bit, as you can feel a bit of relief. You can hear movement above you and around you as these sailors go about their work, and you can hear them talking, mostly a bunch of nautical terms that most of you don't understand. But it seems that whatever they were anxious and there was some sort of stress in the air, now they seem a little bit more relieved and are moving a little bit more relaxed. And as they begin to kind of shout to one another, you actually hear the sails begin to unfurl above you, the heavy fabric kind of coming down. And from the stairs, kind of maybe, like 40 feet away, you hear the loud voice of the captain. Oh, all right. We're free of these waters. It's about time you come on up.
I immediately scamper up because I'm pretty sure that red light's the sun, and I want sunlight.
Azalea, Cyra's movement and the captain's voice wake you. Tor and Danny, what are you guys doing?
I'll get up and go up. Not overly anxious, but kind of mosey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow Danny up.
Azalea, your companions are leaving you for the top deck.
No, I was gonna follow too. I got no reason to stay down here. It's weird and cramped.
That's fair. You guys step out up the stairs into the crisp ocean air. And you can feel a chill wind at your backs. And the sky is a reddish orange. And you can see all the stars quickly winking out. And the sails kind of snap in the wind. The salty sea air, free of the clouds that you've come to expect at this time of morning. Though the deck is awash with activity, you four are surrounded by this kind of air of anticipation as you kind of step to the railing. And you can see that the bay is calm and the water is just smooth as glass. Even the crew kind of stops for a moment, holding their collective breath. And this tear-inducing burst of light as the sun kind of crests the water in the east. And the darkness recedes, and the sky is clear. The brilliant, just life-giving sun warming your hearts as it rises kind of triumphantly into the sky. Something you haven't seen in 17 days. Now, it feels much longer than 17 days, to be sure. Though you're not entirely certain of why you were brought into the Ashlands, you're now certain of at least one thing. You are free of those lands, and there don't appear to be any ships in pursuit as you look around. The cry of gulls on the wing is such a pleasant sound to all of you as the sky begins its transition to a beautiful blue. And it is now officially morning on the open ocean. Well, you're in the bay, but away from the clouds of the Ashlands, which you can see kind of this massive wall of like clouds kind of to your south and to your west. But you seem to be proceeding north, according to the sun. Now that you can see the damn thing, you can actually tell directions a little bit. And so your day, the first day on the ocean begins. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're at sea?
Okay. I mean, just okay. So this isn't like a thing I'm gonna RP, but I intend to take more languages next level.
Okay.
So to like kind of RP that, I want to find sailors who speak languages that I don't speak, and I'm gonna talk to them.
Is there a specific language you're looking for?
Not yet. Maybe Aquan.
Okay.
Maybe Celestial, but I don't expect to find that here.
Yeah.
I'm excited if I
Make
do.
noises at the ocean and see what happens.
I'm just gonna like Dory. Sorry.
See if you can respond.
Yeah, so I don't know how my language question stumped him. I'm fascinated.
I gotta look something up because this is important.
Okay. If I make noises at the ocean, will the ocean make noises back?
That's entirely
And from
possible.
where?
I don't know.
Okay, but I haven't actually done that. This is me and Marlena.
I
not
know,
Cyra.
but I'm actually curious, so I gotta look
Okay,
it up.
okay.
But that's fine. There's something that I don't even know if it's actually in this book, but that's okay. Anyway, as we are kind of going through, you're trying to do that. Is there anybody else that wants to do anything like specific? Do you just want to like sit and hang out? Do you want to watch the sea? Like, what are people thinking?
Yeah, just watch the sun come up and chill out on deck, out of the way.
Okay. Danny, what about you?
I'm gonna consider trying to try out my new fishing gear.
Okay.
Forgot you have fishing gear. I'm very excited for you.
I'm mostly gonna just like start with just looking at the crew and like, are they gonna notice me and be upset with me like if I go off the back of the boat?
They don't seem to. They don't seem to care really. As you make your way towards the back of the ship, they're busy up in the rigging and doing other things. So you're pretty
I'll
okay.
fish with Danny.
Okay. You two head towards the rear of the ship, the aft, and yeah, toss your lines overboard. You were given some tackle, Danny, when you bought your equipment there in town. So yeah, you just kind of like, I don't even know what you really have. Probably squid.
Yeah, I would.
Some raw squid. You just kind of toss it overboard.
Sweet.
Okay. Is there a check for that? Is there a fishing skill? Is I guess a nature check?
Survive?
Survival? Yeah, we'll do survival. Sure. What the hell? Why not?
Sorry if your nature was better. That was just my first hack.
No, survival is definitely better.
Good.
Hmm.
Everyone's happy.
It's really interesting. Yeah, I would say survival. You can both roll survival checks if you'd like.
22.
22. Okay.
8.
And an 8. So this a little bit more luck is on Danny's side, Tor, as you, having had a bit of a long night, you haven't slept in a while, you just kind of throw the line overboard, and seems that whatever is happening, Danny is getting the bites. And Danny, you pick up on some like red snappers and some grouper and some sea bass, and you're just kind of catching those. Like, how long do you guys plan on doing this? Out of curiosity.
Probably about an hour.
Yeah, I'm just back here with Danny.
Are you catching what you keep? Or keeping what you catch?
catch?
That's what I meant. Yeah, yeah, one of those
Fine.
days.
Everything's fine.
Catching what you keep. Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, yeah, I'll keep them and probably offer them to the captain of the crew at some point.
Okay. Yeah. So you find that there's a kind of a bucket that's unaccompanied, and you just kind of like
Bucket.
you end up catching a fairly large just striper, and you kind of throw it in there, and you get a red snapper, and you throw it in there.
A tiger barb.
You do. I don't know.
Animal Crossing tells me they can be caught in the ocean.
Oh, well. Yeah,
Uh,
Animal Crossing is legit.
definitely not catching any tiger barbs out here. But that's okay.
I'm waiting for him to catch a shark.
I had to look it up. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're not nearly in the right temperature of water for that. That's okay.
That's fair.
It's a bit colder out here.
That's fair.
Cool. Okay. So while Cyra is doing that and Danny and Tor are doing that, Azalea, is there anything you want to do?
Is there like a piece of wood that people don't mind if I keep like practicing my throwing knives, like throwing stuff at it?
The mast.
Not
The main
really. It seems like most of the ship is made of wood, and most people want to keep the ship in tip-top shape. Maybe you could go down below decks and throw it at a crate, maybe.
Yeah.
There's not
okay,
really
I'll do
anybody
that.
down there, so there's a crew sleeping on the kind of the very bottom deck in their hammocks. So there's the very bottom deck, there's the mid deck where you guys were hiding, and then the top deck where the three of you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go practice.
Okay. Yeah, you spend the time throwing daggers.
Being that weird knife kid.
Yeah, you're the weird knife kid. It's true.
Okay, good.
Good.
Okay. So the first hour or so goes by. Really, the morning kind of drains away. And Cyra, it seems that most folk here tend to speak Common and Dwarven. You don't really pick up any other languages from anybody except you can hear every once in a while the captain speaking a language. You're not sure what. It's very lots of like yips and clicking noises, and it sounds very animalistic to you. And then if Yuri speaks anything, she doesn't like bring it up. She doesn't tell you anything. She seems to be keeping mostly to herself. Yeah, if you want to talk.
I'm going to set to work harassing the ones who speak Dwarven.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to try to be like useful and engaging, but I'm probably going to end up being underfoot.
That is probably the case. Let's see. Let me see what check I'm gonna have to make you do. So as you're trying to kind of harass, but also be of some use to these people, there's not really much you can do here.
I don't think any check's gonna help me learn, but like a diplomacy check to not be actively
Yeah,
annoying.
you know, you'd be gathering information. So yeah, go ahead and make a
Sure.
diplomacy check.
Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Hell yeah. 26.
Okay. You know, you managed more or less to make your small self kind of stay out of the way, and nobody really seems particularly bothered by you as you try to kind of pester them and learn something. And you pick up a few words. They don't really have too much meaning to you, as they're mostly nautical terms. You know, like rope and mast, and they're kind
I'm
of
gonna practice my pronunciation.
they're kind of like pointing to different bits of the ship and telling you, you know, what they stand for and stuff.
ocean.
Ocean, yeah, water,
Fish.
yeah, and let's see. As you guys kind of get going, and as Cyra is doing that, Danny and Tor, you guys end up getting maybe 5 fish between the two of you, and you spot you actually spot some large animals kind of behind you guys and kind of pulling up alongside. Make nature checks for me.
Nat 20, bitch.
Woohoo!
They're dolphins.
10.
Yeah,
That's a
Danny, you
weird
have.
looking dog.
It's a weird looking water dog there, Danny.
Yeah,
You-
water dog.
You've been in a couple of port towns, but like not out on the open ocean. Whereas Tor, you've been out on the open ocean for a while, and yeah, so these are dolphins. They appear to be some sort of bottlenose dolphin, specifically. Moving alongside you, pulling up behind you. They don't seem to be any threat to you guys by any means, but there's maybe a pod of like 15 or 20. And the
Does that mean good luck here?
they do, yeah. Especially even if they didn't, you would feel like this is good luck coming out of the Ashlands anyway. But yes, some of the crew have taken note, and they all seem a little bit brighter.
Danny, look. Those are dolphins. I think they're bottlenose. That's a good omen. The sailors, if you look around, you can see the sailors lightening up. They think that it's a good thing, a good sign.
I guess it'd be bad to catch one.
Yes, it would be very bad.
Okay.
The
well,
sailors probably would not appreciate it.
Yep, let's not do that.
Can I learn the dwarven word for dolphin?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
You
What
are
is it,
able to
Demon?
do So. Don't worry about it. I'll get back to you.
I want to know.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. I'll get back to you. How about that? I don't have that prepared. I was not expected, and I'm not going to just make up a word on the spot. So sue me. Azalea, you spend plenty of time throwing your knives. You're hitting the box. It's not moving, so that's helpful.
Not a mimic.
It doesn't appear to be
Or
a
it
mimic.
has a lot of willpower.
Or it's got a really good AC, and you're not actually doing any damage to it. It's just asleep. But yeah, it doesn't appear to be anything that'll hurt you, so there's that. Is there anything you wanted to do otherwise? Did you want to... yeah, up to you. What do you want to do? Or you can keep doing this.
I was thinking about maybe trying to gather information about what the ship specifically is holding and what it's doing, even though I have no business or need to know that.
Sure.
I
Roll
like to know things.
roll a diplomacy check.
I'm not asking, I'm just listening.
That would be... It still counts as like gathering information, but let me see.
I thought that was like gathering information about society.
You...
Perception if she's just gonna listen.
Diplomacy, create a diversion, impersonate, lie. No, so gathering information, no matter how you gather it, appears to be only a diplomacy skill.
Interesting.
Even if you're just trying to be like stealthy about it or just listening. So you don't have to actually talk to people. Let's see. Just want to make sure. Create a diversion, impersonate. Diplomacy. Can't look. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
What's up? What are you owing?
You have alarmed
Uh-oh.
us, sir.
He froze.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It's fine. He'll come back. His internet's been having problems recently.
Caused all of your deaths.
Azalea, I'll allow you to do a I'll allow you to do a stealth check if you want.
Oh.
Oh.
Hold on. Oh, he's back.
Welcome back.
Heck.
Well, hey, he's back. All right, game over. Let's go. Everybody go home.
He died.
Yep. Danny's dead. He got eaten by the dolphins.
Okay, so what was I doing again? I wasn't paying attention.
Go ahead and do of course you weren't. Go ahead and do a stealth check.
That's what it is.
I think I got it, but just in case, could you repeat everything you just said? I wasn't listening.
23?
Okay. So rather than like asking people what's going on, you go to actually just like check the boxes, and see what they might be, and
That's so fucking rude.
it seems that you're kind of looking through these things, and it looks like maybe slag of some sort, like
What?
just rocks. Not like
Oh.
it looks like smelted rocks, but like the leftovers from iron smelting, like slag. Some of it appears to be slag. There is a large box, a crate of what appears to be salted, like fungus. It's very strange. It's like dried and it's very crumbly as you look at it.
Is it drugs?
You can try it. You're not there, Cyra, but Azalea, you can try it if you want. Okay. They glow ever so slightly.
Come on, don't be a coward.
And then
Try the drugs.
you're not there. Shut up.
It's Vita Marlena.
Uh-huh. And then some of the other crates seem to be actual ingots of some sort of metal. You're not sure what it is. It might be. It's not gold by any stretch. It's maybe iron. It's kind of a dull gray. And then beyond that, there's not really anything of value in here, as far as you can like see and dig into, unless you want to move a multi-100-pound crate of iron ingots. Okay. And so Danny and Tor. Oh, go ahead, Cyra. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, but it's a good point. Who is the captain speaking to in that language? If he's the only one speaking it,
To himself. He seems to be talking
I
to
love
himself
him even more. I'm so excited.
in
Okay.
his own language, whatever it is.
Okay.
Well, you better marry him then.
So questionable.
So Danny and Tor, as you've kind of taken notice of these dolphins and you've got your bucket, you're mostly out of bait here at this point, and you kind of reel your lines in. Yeah, it's like mid-morning now, going on towards noon. Is there anything you guys want to do?
I'll ask Tor, like, what do you want to do with these fish?
Let's go find the cook. He can make them for us. And then he'll probably take care of the rest of them, too. And we don't even have to cut and clean them then.
All right, so I'm going to take the bucket and attempt to find the cook.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not too difficult to find, as he's currently kind of in the back of the aft of the middle deck. You know, you can kind of hear and see Azalea down there doing something. You're not really sure what, but you know she's
my
down
business.
here anyway. But yeah, there's this very, very small galley, and you see a human man, portly. He's taller than you are by twice, Danny, about Tor's height. Um, and he's kind of dressed in this what may have once been like a beige, like a smock, and then an apron. It is definitely neither of those things anymore. It is definitely very, very, very like stained with different who knows what. But it's definitely more of like a kind of a spotted brown and red and like a bunch of myriad of colors. But right now he seems to be filleting some sort of fish. He's just at the end process of it. He's got these wicked butcher knives kind of hanging around behind him. And yeah, he's got a nice fillet knife. He doesn't really take notice of you as you walk up. He's very much zeroed in on his work.
I'll grab a fillet knife and try to fillet a fish next to him.
Make a survival check.
19.
Yeah, and
Hell
so he doesn't say anything as you grab one of the knives, but like he stops and he watches you, and he's you notice that he's got his left eye is kind of like a lazy eye, and it's kind of off over here somewhere, but his right eye is very, very much watching you, and he's got these kind of these bright light blue eyes, and he's just kind of like staring, and you're just like you fillet it fairly well, fairly quickly. Like this is not something you've done very often, but from your adventures beforehand, you have had to survive on your own, and sometimes underground there are large lakes with fish in it. So you've been able to fillet this one fairly quickly. He gives a kind of a very slight look of both amusement and appreciation. He's definitely impressed, and he doesn't say anything though.
Is there a hot skillet nearby, or is anything warmed up for cooking, or?
Yeah, there is. Yep. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have anything on it right now, but.
So I'll take the fillet and kind of move towards the skillet. I'm not gonna talk to him though. I'm just gonna kind of look at him and see if he's gonna stop me.
He just nods. He doesn't say anything.
So I'll throw it in the skillet, cook it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
This feels like a Monty Python when he's like sending the message and he's looking at the guard.
I want to sing.
Stop that! Stop that! No singing.
I'll also take start cooking that, and then I will tell him. You can have the rest of those fish. I mean, we caught them. They look good.
He just walks around his little work area, and he picks up the bucket, and he kind of like takes each fish out and inspects it, and he just like bam, whops the head off of one, and bam, of the next one. He doesn't say anything. He just make a perception check for me.
Man, my die is on point today so far. I screwed myself. Let's see. 22.
Yeah. You realize that he's like chewing on something, and as he goes to spit whatever he's chewing, you notice that he doesn't have a tongue. He probably wouldn't be able to talk to you even if you wanted him to. So this seems to be the situation for you. But yeah, he takes them all.
Okay, I'm not going to talk to him then. I'll just keep it quiet.
Cool. Yeah, you're able to cook up that fish. He quickly gets to work on the rest of them, and you notice he just takes like 3 of them because you had 5. He takes one, he starts filleting it. You cooking yours. He takes the other 3 and just kind of like throws them in a barrel that's next to him. And you can, even from your position, like you can see the bottom of the cover for the barrel is just covered in salt. And he just kind of like puts the top on it.
Well, I'll take the fillet that I cooked and I guess I'm gonna walk out now, and I'll tell the cook as I'm leaving, like, those are donations for the crew. Thanks for letting me use your stuff, and talk to you later. And then just like walk out.
He's got a you actually notice that he's left-handed, and with his right hand he picks up the back half of the fish, like the tail without the head, and he like salutes you with it, and then he gets back to filleting.
So I'll
he's
take
my
this
new
fillet.
favorite person.
I'll go find Tor, and give him half the fillet, the cooked fillet.
Yeah, so Tor, Danny had disappeared below decks and has reappeared now with a cooked fillet, just kind of, pan fried. But it's something. And there you go. You guys are above decks
super
now.
excited. Tor, juicy, so sweet. There, take half.
Oh, okay. Thank
All
you.
you wish to
I'll
catch.
try it.
And then I'll,
Yes, those are really good fish.
I'll eat it
Thank you.
disgustingly as a goblin would, just like push it into my face and pieces falling out. It's gonna be great.
I mean, I'm not much better as a barbarian.
But you guys enjoy it, and that's what matters.
Hmm.
And so now, it's just past noon time. You guys are kind of eating your fish out of the way. Cyra is learning some more things. Cyra and Azalea, is there anything you guys want to do as we kind of get into the afternoon of your first day of this journey?
I'm gonna start following the captain around and just listening to his words till he till he tries to stop me. I'll talk to him if he wants to talk, but I don't really think he wants to talk to me.
Make
typically talk
an
at-
intelligence check.
5.
Nothing. You're just making noises. You know how like sometimes you have interacted with older beings before, and when older beings move, they tend to make lots of noises. And maybe he's just old, and his bones are creaky, and he's just making noises. That's about all you can pick up out of any of that. That maybe it's just noises. You're not really sure. But yeah, he doesn't seem to take notice of you as he's moving around, and he's at the wheel for the most part. Not that he really has to go around anything. The weather's beautiful. There's not really any waves down here in this part of the bay as you guys are cutting northeast. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day outside, and he's just kind of muttering, as he just kind of tends to do. You've taken note. Now Azalea, as they're kind of all up on the deck, now that you've kind of perused the goods that they're carrying, is there something that you wanted to do?
Do we know how long we're gonna be on this boat?
That is a great question. You can ask somebody.
I
Or
want to know how long we're gonna be fucking stuck here.
or you can make a
Forever.
Survival check.
yeah.
Fortune.
I'm gonna
Oh, I made that up.
I would do either a survival check or a lore, like geography check.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, so survival is
Hard.
going to be your best chance of geographical knowledge,
I'll see.
unless you actively ask somebody, but maybe you won't have to.
Sorry, math. 23.
Yeah, so you have a general understanding of the geography of the area, and you're not entirely sure how fast you're traveling, but you would expect by sail, if you had a favorable wind the entire time, it would maybe be like 2 to 3 days, probably. You're going 5 to 10 knots, maybe. You're not really sure. It's a few hundred miles, but yeah, over a course of a few days, you could probably cross that distance.
I guess I'll go ask if there's something we're supposed to be doing, and if there's dangers I need to look out for. Like, is this like a pirate infested
It is.
place?
Are you
Is
gonna
it
ask anybody in?
relatively safe?
Are you gonna ask anybody in particular, or are you just trying to like gather that information?
I'm just gonna try to gather that.
Okay, make a diplomacy check then.
Unfortunately, can't burn any boats down this time. At least not with fiery hands.
You can't, but Danny can.
Yes, I
If
can.
I get real lucky, I
That's
can.
true.
That's
Do it.
true. She can too.
Pirates from Verkinger.
13.
How much?
13.
13. Yeah, there are pirates. They are dwarves, raiders from Dverkinger. Dverkinger is from your current position out east, just outside of the Bay of Machines. There's a little bit of land there on, it's called Raiders Cape. So that whole northern, like east-west running landmass, at the very edge, they have a city there called Vast Colonian. But that is the westernmost of their territory. But they raid from there all along the Bay of Machines, and usually it's like they raid coastal settlements. Sometimes they go after ships. So you should be on the lookout for long ships, long boats.
I'm gonna go look out for pirates then.
Okie dokie. You can make a perception check for me.
1 second.
Okie dokie.
You said perception?
Yes, please.
Well, probably not. Give me a second. Yeah, 16. I rolled a 7.
16 and a 7, huh?
No,
Yes.
16 because I rolled a 7.
Yeah. That's pretty good, actually. I mean, not that you see anything in particular. You do see pretty far. Well, like you can just go up to the top decks. You go to the bow of the ship, and you kind of look out in front of you. Look out more towards the east than anything else, and you don't really see anything. You do see maybe a couple of miles out what might be like it looked like a plume, a jet of water, maybe. But like it dissipates, and you don't see anything like that again for a while, if at all.
They're a submarine. That's all I want. I want us to be attacked by a submarine, and then I want to take the submarine.
But yeah, you don't really see anything else there, Azalea. And so the afternoon kind of passes by, and before night falls, is there anything anybody wants to do before the end of the day? Cool.
No.
Lots of no's.
No, I'm just hanging out with Danny and we're eating fish and shit.
Okay.
I'm just convinced the captain's real old.
Yep.
Fine.
And so the sun begins to set off your port side. These kind of beautiful oranges and reds spread out across the canvas of the sky, and the stars kind of begin to peek through this tapestry, and you can see the blue of the planet Farmather in your north, out to the north, and the planet Astir, the red, out to the east. And the crew, busy as usual, prepare to sail through the night in hopes of making the mouth of the Fluma River, by midday tomorrow. And that you kind of picked that up just from chatter. And yeah, you guys kind of had mentioned that there's nothing in particular that you wanted to do. But Danny, as the rest of the crew is beginning to kind of prepare for their evening sail and crews are beginning to swap, you are just kind of on your own for a moment, just kind of surveying the horizon. And you see something on the horizon, kind of a very slight drift. And you kind of squint and you take a moment, Danny, and you notice that there's another vessel, single-masted. It's a very long and kind of this graceful-looking ship. You realize it is moving very quickly towards you. The
I
ship's
can't believe I made it a choice, and he's gonna be the one to find the pirate ship.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
The ship's high prow seems to be carved into some sort of figure. You can't really tell from this distance. You notice also that its sides are lined with something, maybe shields. and you can see there's a large number of oars propelling it across the bay towards you. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Just start yelling, "Hey, ship, ship!" I'm trying to tell somebody.
And so some of the crew kind of stops what they're doing, and they look and are you like pointing? Are you telling
Yeah,
them?
oh,
Okay.
yeah, for sure, pointing. Yep.
Yeah, so they're kind of off
100%.
off the front of your ship, coming like at you now, and yeah, they just start shouting, "Pirates! Pirates! Dverkinger pirates! Get ready! Get ready!" And you hear the captain. He starts shouting, and yeah, even Muri, who's been below, Jesus Christ, I can't even talk today. Muri, who's been below decks most of the day, she comes out. She's got a fairly large contraption in her hands. Looks kind of like a pipe. And she starts shouting to the crew. Yeah, so you guys, this ship is clearly on its way towards you. Your vessel is not doing much in the way of slowing down, but you see the captain start to kind of maneuver to try to get away from it, but keep the wind at your back. But these Dverkinger raiders seem to be advanced seafaring people and are quickly able to compensate for the changes in heading. Is there anything you guys want to do to get ready for what you would expect to be an upcoming fight?
I'm gonna immediately start playing my drums for Inspire Courage, so everyone gets a +2.
Okay.
To attacks, hits, damage, saves against fear.
Okay. Tor, is there anything you wanted to do? Just
No, I'm just gonna. But I'll pull out my war axe, ready to fucking fight these guys.
okay. Danny.
Nope, just getting my potions ready.
Okay. Azalea.
I need a fight.
I just want to get my sword ready and maybe try to find a strategic place where I can like kind of stay out of sight and maybe like get a little sneak attack action.
Okay. So let me get the whole ship section kind of shown to you guys. Move my camera here and get some crewmates up here. Okay, cool. So as you guys kind of ready these things, I'll give you guys the chance to kind of move as you see fit to be placed somewhere. So give me just a moment as I place you guys down, get that set up, put these over here so you guys don't have to worry about it. I got some dwarf minis that did not arrive in time, so you're gonna have to make do with skeletons. So that'll be fine. The crewmen are all wearing.
These skeletons when we kill them, so it works.
The crewmen are
They
all.
have skeletons regardless.
They do hopefully have skeletons.
True. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. It's not guaranteed.
Yep. Okay. So the crew members are all wearing that same uniform with the white pants there and the spears. It's not what they're actually wearing, but that's the minis that they are.
Yeah.
And then Muri is
Well,
here.
your camera's taking a nap.
Uh-oh.
Kinda
Oh
funny,
no.
though. Not gonna lie,
Oh, no.
it's pretty funny.
It's taking a nap. Oh no. Why do you have to be like this? Ugh.
Yeah.
Wish I could just like hang it above where it needs to be.
So do we.
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm trying to think, like, could you get a little extendy arm?
Maybe. I've been looking into that. I would have to find one that actually worked. Okay, we actually gonna stay this time, camera? You're gonna do the thing that I want you to do?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not. That's okay. Ugh. Okay.
So unprofessional.
I know. I'm the worst.
Worst DM ever.
Zero.
Worst I've worked with this week.
That's
Yeah.
That checks out. Okay.
Going back to Matt Mercer.
Yep. The only real DM here. Okay.
Yeah. The only real DM in the world.
So, at this point, the ship pulls up alongside. Even under oar power, it seems that these dwarves are much more powerful than even the wind. And as they pull up alongside, they pull their oars up. A couple of them throw grappling hooks over, and they actually drop the sail so that they can keep pace with you. And I need everybody to once actually, where do you guys want to be? So I know it's hard to see. This is just like a lattice work. It's going to be difficult footing, uneven terrain.
Difficult terrain?
Difficult terrain. There you go. Jesus Christ.
I'm here for you.
Yes, thank you. There's a mast. There's a mast here, a mast here, and a mast here. These are stairs coming up to the kind of the castle here, and then there's stairs going below decks here. So where is there a specific spot you want to be?
Next to a grappling hook to fight people as they're coming up, so they don't have much of a chance.
Okay.
And if I can cut the lines on the grappling hooks, that'd be cool too.
Okay. Azalea, where do you want to go? You said you wanted to kind of hide somewhere.
Yeah, I wanted to hide behind that mask so if they come around,
Okay.
I can sneak attack them.
Okay. When I ask for initiative later, roll a stealth check for me instead. Okay. Cyra, where do you want to be?
I want to be kind of near the back lines, but fairly central, so that I can cover as much of our peeps as possible.
Cool.
I need a. Oh, how do I always forget the range?
I think it's
Correct.
30 or
60
60.
foot.
60.
It's
Ooh,
yeah. Okay.
60.
Okay. Never mind. It's okay.
So
I'm not terribly worried at this point. Then.
if you stand in the center of the ship, you'll get everybody.
Yeah.
Good.
And then Danny, where do you want to be?
Oh God. I'll be at the top of the stairs to the castle. Right
Yep.
there.
Okay.
Yep, that right there. I mean, are there grappling hooks landing on the castle or on the lower part?
Both. So,
Both. Ugh.
as this happens, right, I'm gonna need everybody to roll for initiative, and then Azalea rolls a stealth check instead.
17.
Okay, where did my marker go? There we go. We got a 17. Okay.
Why?
Danny, what'd you get?
I'm looking for the initiative
The
modifier.
perception.
Perception.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
perception.
perception. Okay. 20.
Woo. Okay.
Nice.
Azalea, what'd you get for your stealth check?
25.
Oh damn. Okay. Cyra, what'd you get?
12. I
12.
started the day with a 17, and then I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
Just let it be known.
The dwarves are as you guys have kind of gotten a little bit more prepared. The dwarves got a natural 1 on their
Our dwarves or those dwarves?
their dwarf. We don't have any dwarves on this crew
Why do they speak Dwarven?
because dwarven is a language of commerce.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
26. The captain got a 26.
Hell yeah.
The crew the crew got a 7. And then Muri got a 20 but below Danny. Okay. Cool. So, this will be the captain's going to go first. And he's going to shout, "Get ready, men! These boarders will not see the end of the day." And he actually like leaps over the wheel, down 10,
For the
15.
for the aesthetic.
Yeah, for the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And as he leaps down,
Gotcha.
you actually didn't even notice it, kind of under his cloak. He actually takes out a battle axe. It looks very similar to yours, Tor. It's not the same. And as he pulls it out, all of you can smell like ozone, and you can hear it crackling with energy.
I don't even know what that
Oh.
means.
Oh, I thought I knew, and then it left me. Lightning? Does lightning smell
It smells like a thunderstorm.
Love
All
it.
right.
Mm.
Tor knows what that means.
Mm-hmm.
He's never heard of ozone before.
And he's gonna go up.
What do you mean it smells like ozone?
He's gonna use an action, and he's gonna cut one of the lines. But that'll be his turn. Azalea, you are hidden right now behind a mast. Their ship is lower than yours, so you can't actually see them.
I'm gonna say I finally get a good roll, and I'm gonna have to hold my fucking turn until they get close enough for me to attack. This is bullshit. I'm gonna have to.
Way to
hold
go.
my-
Ah,
Close
it
enough for me to
happens.
attack.
It happens.
So you're gonna wait. You're gonna hold your turn.
What am I gonna do? Unstealth? That's stupid.
Okay, she's holding her turn.
I mean, you can be
You could
stupid if you
stealth
want.
forward.
True. I don't want to do that.
That's
so I'm
fair.
gonna
Totally
keep-
fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my stealth.
Okay. So we'll put you at the bottom after the enemies there. Danny, it is your turn. You are next to there is a grappling line.
Well, first I'm going to make an attack against the second dwarf in from the end. That one right there. Yep.
Okay.
Alchemist fire.
Okay.
Burn them down.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. Well, I'm gonna use what's called a hero point.
Ooh.
Not gonna tell you what I rolled.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't good.
Oh my god! All right, well, this is the way it goes.
This is the way.
So just to illustrate what happened, I rolled a 1, right?
Uh-huh.
I wasted a hero point. I rolled again. I rolled a 2.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Oh, that's
So,
what that is.
But it was not a
So,
1, and you didn't burn us down.
10 to hit.
Okay, which is a miss,
Yeah. Okay.
weirdly enough.
And then, yep. Can I then remove that nearest grapple?
So you toss the alchemist fire, and it just kind of plops into the ocean. It doesn't really do anything. So
Damn it.
yeah, you have two other actions, and you can you can cut one with an action.
Yep. I'll cut the nearest one with an action.
Yep. So you take a dagger, the fancy dagger. you whip out your fancy
red,
dagger.
red,
and
fancy red dagger.
you cut it, and yeah, that the rope falls. Okay, we have one more action.
I'll try throwing another fire at him.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that a -5?
Yes.
-10? What is
It's
it?
a -5.
-5?
Yep.
Okay.
Well-
So that's a little better. Okay. So -5 would be that plus that. 19.
That is
I was
that
really
is a
hoping-
hit. That is a hit.
I was really hoping for an 11.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh god. Let's see. D8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fire damage.
Okay.
3 persistent fire damage on that one.
Okay.
And 2 fire splash. So 12, 13, 14 to it. And then 2 splash to the ones next to him.
Okay. Cool.
And you're adding my +2 to
Two,
your attack rolls and
two.
damage rolls?
Attack and damage.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so 2 additional
okay.
damage.
Good.
Perfect. Yeah. So you all watch as Danny he kind of underhands one, and it just kind of like goes into the ocean, and then he gets a little more serious as he cuts this rope, and he just whips it like a fastball down, and it just splashes right all over this guy. Danny, I need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
58.
Okay. And Danny, you notice that he managed to kind of bring his arms up to kind of block the flames, and you realize that this guy is covered in flasks. Very familiar looking style of flasks.
Ruh-roh.
Rutro.
Real shaggy.
So it's Muri's turn, and she steps up to the edge, and she has this large like iron pipe with like a wooden handle on it, and she leans
Is it
over.
a cannon?
She leans over the
I just
side,
love cannon.
and you just hear a loud boom as she pulls the trigger, and she is going to. I just want to make sure I do this right.
Yeah, do it right.
Okay, cool. So she's going to make an attack on 2 creatures, and she actually misses. As she unloads, you just see a bunch of like splinters of wood splash up and a spray of water come up as this thing fires a loud bang and maybe pellets or some kind or something like at the deck, and it skitters and sprays across the deck, and all the dwarves kind of take cover for a moment. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And she's going to reload, and that'll be her turn. Tor, it is your turn.
I guess I'll take my first action to rage, and then I want to cut any lines that I can.
Yeah, so you're actually able to cut 2 lines with 2 actions there, and you kind of swipe them off. And you can hear this kind of a distressed, like, ah, angry noise from the dwarves, as they're kind of down to 2 or 3 lines left. And so the crew kind of moves up to the edge, and they cut a few lines as well.
Yeah.
But the dwarves, seemingly unperturbed by this, you see the two on
Wait,
the
was
end.
I skipped?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did.
Yes,
Cyra, it's your
fuck
turn.
That's
you.
Go
so
ahead.
hurtful.
It
I want
is.
to use
Yeah.
produce flame, and I want to burn one of the lines.
Sure. So you move up 5, 10.
No, I don't need. Do I need to move up?
You won't be able to see it otherwise, unless you
Yeah.
want to.
Oh.
Well, unless you want to burn the edge of the
No,
barrel.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What do I want to do then? I didn't realize I could not see.
Yep. You're.
I'm gonna use.
You're short, so you should have seen that always.
Okay, rude. I'm not gonna move up. I'm just gonna cast guidance on Azalea.
Okay. Azalea.
Wait, because I can't move and attack. I don't have enough actions for that.
There
If
you
I
go.
move, I can't cast the spell.
There you go. Cool. You have all of that. Now it's their turn. Now it's the dwarves' turn. These two at the ends here, you see them making some sort of arcane movements and muttering in some language. And you all hear the captain say, "They're casting spells. Watch out!" And all the other dwarves, seeing that all of their lines have been cut by the crew and by you guys, all the other ones start floating and fly over the edge as they're forced to use the tactic that they didn't want to. The casters seem a little bit upset as
Sucks to suck,
they
nerds.
kind of fly back over here. This one comes over here. This one comes back here. This one comes over here.
Fucking Peter Pan.
Yep. Straight up Peter Pan onto this guy. And then, actually, this one doesn't go anywhere because they're the wizards doing the thing.
Out of actions.
Yep. So the other ones have moved, and they're going to make their attacks. Go ahead.
Did he get the 3 persistent fire damage?
They. Yes, he's not dead though.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for reminding me. So he should be at that damage now. Okay. And then he can try to put it out, but he's not going to do that. As let's see, they're going to attack some crew members. There's 1, 2 crew members, and Muri are going to be attacked. That's a hit for that one, and that's a hit for that one. Those have. The hell am I trying? What the hell? Where's their weapon? There it is. Okay, that's that. Okay, so one of them, you realize that these guys have like a mix of both war hammers and war axes, and this crew member over here, he just gets hit in the back with a war hammer. It doesn't kill him, but you hear a sickening crack, and this one here actually takes a war hammer to the back of the neck, and you just hear just a snap, and he just kind of like lifelessly slinks overboard as he dies. And then one's going to attack Muri and completely whiff it. One's going to attack Tor. Tor, what's your armor class?
19 right now because I'm raging.
Okay, so it hits you. It is not a critical.
That's good.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Go Cool. And I need you. Oh well, how does that work? Oh shit. Hold on. I gotta look up something. Pathfinder 2. Okay. Um. Okay. What is your fortitude DC, Tor?
1,000,000.
Uh-huh.
18.
Okay. It is. You actually, as you get hit by this hammer, the dwarf steps up and tries to push you over the edge.
Oh,
And you're able
that's
to.
rude.
You're kind of able
We
to
hate him.
brace
That is
yourself
rude.
against the railing, and you don't go overboard.
Well, that's nice.
The last one is going to attack the captain and totally whiff it. Azalea, it is your turn now.
I'm gonna change my tactic.
Okay.
I want to try to move through the battle and get onto their ship so I can attack the spellcasters.
Okay.
Do
So
the thing.
it would be
Can I tumble through their space? Because it says I can stride up to my speed and attempt to tumble through an enemy space. So can I do that to get around him without actually trying to attack him directly? Or is it to attack that one specifically?
you could do that. But there is no space here on the edge for you to tumble through to.
So I have to take a jump?
You could just move through the captain or Tor, and then make an athletics check or an acrobatics check to jump to get to the other ship.
Yeah, we'll do that. And we're going to go with acrobatics because it's better.
5, 10, 15. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't roll great, but I got a 15 to make it.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to push past the captain, and you like leap over to the other ship. You have one action remaining. You're within 10 feet of one of the casters, it seems.
Stab them.
Do I have I don't think my rapier has
It does not have that much range. You'll have to.
doesn't have, but
Weird.
my throwing knives do.
Yeah, you can throw a dagger at him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one of the returning ones. I'm gonna try to attack him.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, 17.
That is a miss, and you throw
Cool,
it.
good thing it's the returning ones.
It actually grazes his helmet. And it actually shoots sparks off the side of the helmet. And the spellcaster turns and kind of like slightly wide-eyed, and then kind of steels himself and seems to ready an action to hurt you later when it's his turn.
Cool. Good thing
It's
I
not-
waited.
It is the captain's turn. And the captain is going to try to fuck up the dwarf next to him,
Yeah.
which he gets a natural 20. So
Impressive.
he's going to deal a little bit of damage here. Yeah. So a very loud clap of thunder comes down as he brings the war axe rather down onto this dwarf's head, and it just splits right through the helmet. And you see this shock of energy, and the sonic concussive blast actually blows the dwarf's head apart, and it just kind of like crumples, very much dead. And he's going to turn. He's going to try to do the same thing to the one behind you, Tor. It's not a natural 20, but it's a 19.
Damn.
Plus his bonuses, it's another critical hit.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's he doesn't fuck around.
Apparently not.
And Tor, you kind of recognize that this being his final action. He's very, very, very angry. Yeah, no, this one, same thing. He brings his axe up into the chest cavity of the dwarf, and it just like blows it open. Yeah, it's very, very dead. Tor, you realize that this captain is probably also a barbarian. Very angry.
Very.
Okay. Danny, it is your turn.
I'll turn to throw a frost vial at the guy closest to me.
Okay, he is right next to you.
All right.
Here, hold this.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Am I getting a +2 to damage and attacks? You said, Cyra.
Yes, I'm sorry.
+2 to damage and attacks.
Yep.
Yes, to hit and to
Okay.
damage.
29 to hit.
That is a critical, good sir.
Caballo. All right.
Yeet.
What do I do with the critical?
I believe that would double your damage die. Yep.
So double what I roll.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh, nice.
Good.
22 cold damage.
Yeah. So you.
Uh,
You don't even have to finish that as you
okay.
you realize that this dwarf that you had set on fire, he was still on fire while he had flown over to the ship and had not put it out. And you don't even really have the frost vial. The frost effect is really just kind of icing on the figurative cake as you like beam him in the face with it, and you kill him by hitting him with the vial, and then the vial breaks. And he just kind of like he just turns into an ice statue and just like shatters into a million pieces.
Got him.
You got 2 more actions, my guy.
I'm gonna move to the wheel,
Okay.
and then I don't know if this is. Can I just make like a hard left turn?
You absolutely can. Yes. Yeah. You just throw the wheel to the left, and you start making a turning to port. And start pulling away.
Okay, that's my turn, I suppose.
Yeah.
Muri, seeing this, says, "Azalea, quick, come back, come back!" And she quickly looks over the edge at the spellcaster and unloads her weapon at it. Not getting a critical, but definitely hitting. She does a lot of piercing damage.
Yeah.
8 points of piercing damage to the caster. It doesn't kill it, but after the after the splash damage it took, it's not particularly happy. With her another action, she reloads, and a third action, she calls out Azalea, and she throws out a rope in your direction, Azalea. And it kind of lands near you. Tor, there is one bad guy next to you, right here.
Sweet. I want to fuck him up.
Do it.
Nat 20, bitch.
Woohoo! Nice. Go roll some damage, my guy.
Well, fuck yeah. Which one of these bad boys is a 12? I think this guy. Um, 24.
Oh yeah. No, you just like kind of feeling the rage. You guys are kind of like this duet, this dance of death as you guys are swinging your axes through each other's arcs, and it's just really beautiful to behold. But you come up and you bring your first swing kind of from the top over down towards its shoulder as a feint, and you quickly like whip it around and just bring it right up into his crotch as a underhanded attack. And yeah, you just like split this guy in half, just straight up, and he just kind of falls onto the deck.
Yeah. Reminds me of Uncle Buck. This thing's so sharp I could circumcise a gnat.
There's the 2 casters left, and there's 1 left on the ship over here.
Yeah, I'll move to the next guy.
How much movement do you have?
30 feet.
Okay, that's just enough, as this is kind of difficult terrain. So go ahead and you get 1 more attack, my dude.
7.
That is not quite what it was.
Yep.
And you realize as you
But
move
it's on
away,
that one.
you move away from your rage partner. Something feels a little off, and you're kind of more worried about not letting your feet fall through the slats
Yeah.
on this grate here. Cyra, it is your turn.
The boat. Sorry, their longship. Which direction is it moving in relation to us?
It was moving the same direction as you guys were, right? So they come up,
Yes.
they drop the sail,
Yes.
now they're going this way. Your
Now
ship
they are.
is moving this way, so you're breaking away to the left, and they're continuing north. So you're starting to
Okay.
go like northwest sort of deal.
I want to be up towards
Azalea.
the front of our ship. I'm ready to cast a spell, but I don't want to waste a spell slot if Azalea is able to catch the rope. So I am literally just readying to cast Sonata Span if she doesn't catch the rope in time.
How
So I just want to get as close to that edge.
how much movement do you have?
30 feet.
Okay. Do you want to go up to the front? Do you want to go to a railing?
I'm gonna go to the front,
Okay.
but towards the side so that I'm not
Yeah.
moving away from.
15, 25.
I'm just gonna hope he doesn't get an attack of opportunity
Yeah,
and trust the others to kill him.
That's as far as you can move, because of the difficult terrain here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. So you're ready to cast that.
Yeah.
The crew members, one of them's gonna try to kill that guy. The others are just gonna kind of move over to the edge, try to help. So this guy's gonna make his attack with his scimitar, and he's actually gonna hit, surprisingly enough.
Kind of rude.
He does 1 point of damage. He minimizes the roll. He just kind of nicks the dwarf in front of him.
No, he does 3 points of damage.
That's
He's
right.
Still my
3
ally.
points. You're right. 3 points of damage. You're absolutely right. The dwarf is kind of pissed, but the dwarves, seeing what's happening, so one of them the other caster runs over here towards this sail. Actually, he doesn't even have to move. He is going to cast a spell, and Azalea, I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Ooh.
Not a reflex save?
Reflex save. I was playing
sorry.
D&D the other day. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I got
I was like,
confused.
oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
You were cheating on us?
I know. I'm so sorry.
Wait, reflex save, do and save.
Reflex save. Reflex.
Ooh.
Be
Natural
reflexive.
20.
Okay.
Nice.
You're able to both grab onto the rope that Muri threw at you, and also the mast as this spellcaster creates a massive gust of wind and fills the sails of his ship. Bless you.
Oh, sorry.
And the longboat pulls away even faster. And the other dwarf at the front there is going to he's going to cast a spell. What is he going to try to do? He is going to cast... Now I got to find the spell because that's not what I was expecting to have to use. I'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, why is this? I hate the way that some of these spells are like split up rather than they're like, oh yeah, this is a divine spell, but it's under this list instead. And okay,
Yep.
that's fine. He is going to move up to you, Azalea, and he's going to cast harm on you.
As he should.
So Azalea, what is your armor class?
20.
Yeah, okay. You more because of his partner trying to save his own longship.
I'm gonna do like to hold his head as he tries to run towards me.
Yeah, he like kind of stumbles forward, and you kind of put out your hand to stop him, and he misses with his spell. And this other dwarf, realizing what's happening, is going to make an athletics check. Yeah, and he just kind of very angry, nods to all of you, and he leaps over the edge. And he still, thankfully, has fly skill, applied to him. So he flies over to the other vessel. And I need Azalea. It's your turn. You are holding on to the rope that Muri has thrown to you.
Mhm.
The ships are rapidly spreading apart here. You're probably going to have to go for a swim, is what it looks like. But it's your turn, so you can just kind of jump, or you can try to hold on to the rope. What do you want to do?
I want to stab the one that tried to harm me.
Okay. Make an attack.
Pokey pokey.
Does a 22 hit?
It does. Go ahead and roll damage.
Good. Ooh. Hold on. I'm gonna pick it up. 9.
Yeah. So with your rapier, and as the rope kind
Oh,
of
no, that was with the dagger.
Oh, it was with the dagger. He's right. Oh, you're just stabbing him with the dagger in front of you. Okay.
That's what I had. The returning
Yeah.
throwing dagger
Okay.
came back. So.
So, you think you would have gotten a killing blow if you weren't really holding on to that rope, but the rope kind of jerks you back as you kind of lunge forward, and you get him a nice big cut across his right cheek, and he snarls at you as the boat's now separated enough that you're out of rope. You are actually pulled overboard.
I want to say you're a bitch first before I.
Yeah, you're a bitch! Splash! Okay. And as this combat comes to a close, as the sailors that are on board are cheering and jeering at the others, we're gonna take a quick break. I know it's a little early, but go ahead. Everybody take a break. Be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, you guys have successfully fended off the dwarven raiders as they kind of pull away to the north, and they turn quickly to the east. The 3 surviving members of that crew. It was a long,
Get wrecked.
it was a fairly large ship for that many crew members, or for that few crew members. And now it's the 2 casters and 1 regular raider doing their best to get away from you guys. Which, Danny, you are at the wheel, my good sir. You had hauled hard to port here. Yeah, you guys like kind of drift out, with the starboard side of the ship, like low toward the water as you kind of haul out toward the west, toward the coastline, which is visible maybe 5-10 miles out. Danny, you're still at the wheel, dude. What are you doing?
I'm gonna immediately get off the wheel and kind of like try to look
You did that.
inconspicuous and like put my hands behind my back and kind of walk
Whistle?
away.
Make sure you're whistling too. That's how you sell it.
Yeah, whistling,
Ro-
walking away.
roll a stealth check.
Stealth. It's not bad.
Do we want that boat?
I don't.
Seriously, gonna ask.
23.
Yeah, so nobody seems to be taking note of you as you back away, as everybody else seems to be watching the seas in case there's any other raiders that are showing up. But Danny, it looks like you spotted the only one, nearby anyway. And Cyra, what are you asking of whom?
I'm literally just gonna ask out loud. I'm gonna look at the captain. Do we want that boat?
And he looks down at you, and you see him take a very deep breath, and he kind of not quite deflates a little bit, but he kind of puts his axe away, and he says, "No, let it go, let it go. We have other cargo here that needs to be delivered."
Let it snow.
Not quite that time of year yet, I'm afraid. We have done well, my friends. Bring
Okay,
bring
I'm
the
gonna-
corpses to my cabin. I'll take care of them. And then he heads up
Is
towards
he
the
gonna
castle.
eat them?
That is a great question. I don't know, but he heads up to the castle to where the wheel is, and he before he gets there, Muri takes control of the ship, and she kind of rights it back to the north. Kind of she looks around a little bit like concerned, but kind of shrugs.
I'm gonna heal our 2 wounded crewmates. Is one of them too far gone for my spells?
So one of them had been hit. The other one is like dead overboard. He's gone.
Overboard.
He's
I did
gone,
not catch the
yeah.
overboard part. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I only caught the slumps lifelessly.
And as you go to look for that second crew member, you see a rope trailing back behind the ship, and a partially submerged, green-haired form of Azalea being dragged behind the ship.
Okay, well I can't help her, but I can heal the wounded dude.
I'm gonna ask Cyra if this is where we cut this rope. We cut the rope, right?
Yeah. Let's reduce drag. Isn't that a thing? We go faster.
Yeah. So, if Azalea can see me, I'm gonna make an action like I'm gonna cut the rope, but I'm not actually going to cut it.
Oh yeah, Azalea, you're like just barely keeping your head above water, and all of your gear, you're like holding on, but you're starting to feel like you're starting to sink, even as you're being dragged behind the ship.
And then once she sees me kind of do that, I'm gonna pull her. I'll start pulling her up.
But both of you make strength checks.
It's the worst for me. Hold on.
15.
Well, I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make it a
10.
9. You have eliminated the possibility she has a negative score.
10.
Okay.
So Azalea, you're able to hold on and kind of like slowly, almost pull yourself forward. You feel like you're making distance, but really it's just Tor just like hauling ass to get you up here, and he pulls you up the side of the ship, and you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of like are pulled up against the side of the ship a couple times, and then you're brought up. And Tor, you have a good feeling of like how people weigh just based on looking at them, and even waterlogged, she feels heavier than she should. But
So
you're able to.
I'm good at sizing people up.
You are, and you're able to pull her over back onto the deck. And
Seems like a good time to cut ropes, right? I'm just gonna walk away.
I'll begrudgingly thank him for getting me back on the ship.
Azalea, you've been pulled up and you're like kind of on your back, but like you have a pretty heavy weight on your chest, like kind of situated near like a pocket.
Can I feel where it's
kind of
coming from?
feel it, and yeah,
pinpoint it?
you can. It seems like there's something like heavy sitting like maybe in a pocket or like just on your
It's called
chest.
guilt and regret.
Bold of you to assume I feel those.
Bold of you to assume she feels.
Can I try to fish out whatever is?
Yeah, you pick it up and you have like a fist-sized rock. That's kind of the color of like a gray concrete. The only thing you can think of being there was the little tiny rock that you had gotten from the other one.
Your baby rock is growing.
It seemed to have grown in the ocean water very quickly. You were only in the water for maybe a minute. But yeah, maybe it's now about like...
I was like, that rock had a child.
That rock had a child. It was like it's probably a good 10-pound, 15-pound stone. It's very dense. But yeah, you have a stone. It's just that's what was kind of weighing you down. You realize was this big ass rock.
I'm gonna drip water on it and see if it.
It is like already soaking wet, and as you try to do this, you watch it, and it kind of grows just a little bit. It's very strange, and
He literally has a pet rock.
You have a rock that is growing, so yeah.
Neat. I'm gonna keep it with me. I'm gonna tuck it under my arm and keep it with me. Strength training.
Make sure to swaddle it and sing to
Okay.
it.
Are you showing anybody else, or like, do we?
No, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep it with me with no explanation. If you ask, maybe, but I'm just gonna walk around with it now.
I love it. That's awesome.
It is
Marlena.
fairly obvious that she has this rock. If you guys want to question her about it, feel free.
First, I want to heal the wounded crewman.
Yes, make your roll.
Okay.
Oh, I see where your priorities lie.
It's gonna heal him for 8. Oh wait, no. I think I also had. I'm so sorry. I forgot at the last second. Do I add my spell modifier? And I feel like I should, but I don't remember.
That would be for heal.
I'm searching it right now.
Okay. Or soothe, rather. Is that what you're using?
It is soothe. No, so it's just 8. Does
Yeah.
he look functional now, or do I?
Oh yeah, he looks pretty okay.
Okay, good. I
Yeah.
will send him on his way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no
I'll
one
take-
else has any wounds, correct? Just
No, it was just like the one
Hell.
guy, and then
Well, I do.
you have wounds.
Yes.
Oh,
But I can also heal myself if you're.
do you require soothing?
I would love to be soothed.
Okay, I soothe.
Yay! How many?
God damn it. 7.
7. All right,
Yes.
that's enough.
Okay.
I'm very soothed.
Good.
You're like a fairy in Zelda.
there you go.
I have no idea if I've been insulted. It's fine.
This is not the case.
I didn't say you were the fat fairy in Zelda.
That's true. You're a helpful
I didn't
one.
know. I didn't know Zelda had a fat fairy. Today I learned. All right, Azalea, you gotta. Where did you get a rock in the ocean
Remember the other rock? The little one?
that we joked was a baby?
Yeah. It was.
Has it been growing this whole time?
I don't know, but it did now. Watch it.
Should we put more water on it and see how big we can make it get?
No, not in the middle of the ocean. Maybe not.
Yeah.
On land. Oh, we can make him an invasive species. I love it.
We have so much water. All right. Soon.
Okay.
You'll haul
guys-
it and
you guys, we
make
still
it
don't know
very
the
large.
Name.
Do you think we could break it in half and make 2 rocks?
Wow! You can't just
you,
say
you
that.
stay away from my rock. What happened? What are we gonna split your rock
Okay.
and listen to? See if we can make 2 of them?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's split Squishy in half.
No, absolutely not. No. Nope.
Oh, suddenly now it's a bad idea.
But I think if you cut his leg off, it'll grow back. I'm not sure.
Do you want to?
Oh, why don't you test that out?
It's not needed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is my rock aware that we're talking about splitting it in half?
It's a weird question.
You have no idea.
How sentient is it?
You have
No, but
no
it-
idea.
Does it understand? We're
You might have
aggressively
hurt his
defending it.
feelings. I don't know.
You might have hurt their
Stay down.
feelings.
No idea.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. So at this point, the sailors are, making the typical evening business, but there seems to be kind of an air of quiet amongst them, but certainly an air of watchfulness.
So, sorry to interrupt.
No, go
But
ahead.
Hypothetically, if I make this boulder big enough, like the ones that we saw, can I use it as a mount?
You would have to train it to
train
understand
this rock?
commands.
How to train your rock. Next
I
great
love
movie.
it. I love it.
Is it possible? Do we have the technology?
You could get hit by a boulder.
If you could animate it, I suppose.
But we know that they can move.
Yeah.
Sure. You allegedly know this fact.
We saw rocks moving
You have seen rocks moving. That's true.
from that same
This is
field
from
that
that
gave us
rock.
this rock.
Oh, Paddington.
You have seen those things. You can certainly make certain assumptions about these things.
I'm going to assume that that's correct, and I'm going to live my life like that's what I'm going to do. I want to make
Because
this
it hurts
great.
nothing and no one.
Okay. Cool.
Well, if unicorns don't exist, I can ride a rock into battle, and no one can say shit. That's just what's going to happen from now on.
This is the way.
Okay.
So there is an air of watchfulness.
Yes. The sailors are certainly having lost one of their own are a lot quieter. The chef comes
I
up
love
and
the
he's
idea that they're like, "Oh my god, Freddy, we miss him so much," and I'm like, "You want to see my pet rock?"
his name was Alan actually. But yeah, no, he's long gone. And the sun sets, and the darkness begins to grow again. And yeah, you can see all the stars start to come out now, and the captain, without saying goodnight to you guys, goes into his cabin for the evening, disappears. And Muri is at the helm now, and it's relatively quiet. Most of the sailors are asleep. There are only a few, the kind of the minimal needed to keep the ship running while you sail through the night. Is there, now that it's kind of this early evening time, is there anything you guys wanted to do? I'll take that for a no.
Nope.
Not really. Not specific.
Yeah.
Take the no head shake as a no.
Yep. That's what's happening. Is anybody going to like try to keep a watch, or are you trusting the sailors to do it?
That's their job.
Fair enough. Okay. And yeah, so through the night, you guys are able to sleep fairly heavily, actually, except for you, Tor. Tor, you are
Big sad.
kind of ridden with dreams, and you find yourself now. You are aware that you're asleep. In this case, not all dreams are like this, but here you just know that you're on a ship, sailing peacefully.
I'm on a boat.
You're on a boat, and at least quietly maybe.
Motherfucking boat.
But you find yourselves in a strangely familiar place. It is dark, and there's mist everywhere. You can hear the sound of a river.
Am I in the womb?
You are not in the womb. It is not
Wow.
that comfortable.
The womb of the world.
And the womb probably doesn't have any mist in it either. I would hope not.
You don't know that.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I don't know that. In this case, you hear a river nearby flowing.
River Styx.
It's, you know what? As you look around, this seems to be the like purgatory, the boneyard. And you see little motes of light kind of moving in lines toward a great marble edifice with brilliant, even though they're kind of a grayish black columns, towards where judgment is passed by Vrishaug. You just know these things, though you've been here before in dreams and perhaps in between times, but you find yourself kind of walking in that direction, and you find yourself confronted by a very familiar-looking Nosoi, and he doesn't say anything. Phyllis, he's just kind of looking at you. You seem to have the ability to kind of control what you say or what you do here for the moment, anyway.
Hello, Phyllis. Am I actually here?
You are here, but you are not here. You are in between. You are there, and you are here. It is good to see you again. It has been so long.
Likewise.
You have done many things. Much
I have to
appreciation.
do many more things.
You see that he wants to tell you something, but seems to be a little wary of doing so. He's standing on like a boulder, and he's kind of hopping back and forth on his little feet, and he's very restless. And
What is the news, Phyllis?
Well, there are strange goings-ons here, and judgment is not being passed as quickly as we had hoped. We are not on schedule, and Her Ladyship wishes that you were to hasten judgment on those that you find that avoid it. There is, and he seems nervous. But go
As
ahead.
I would like to, I need more power to bring the vampires to judgment.
And he does this kind of nod, and he kind of hops again on his feet.
Are there others that were within my power to bring to judgment now?
Yes, very much so. Yes, there is evil in the city of Karthos. There is evil there that must be snuffed, destroyed, sent sent on its way. There you will find a vampire, a new vampire, one that is young and inexperienced, but still sending souls that do not deserve to be here quite yet, and itself avoiding judgment. Now, you will hear of this person, not from me, but from another. Just keep your ears open. And if this was a person, he would be like wringing his hands, but like he's just kind of like hopping and shaking nervously as he's passing this information on to you.
As my lady desires it, I will endeavor to do.
Good, 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 good. And he hops up and he takes flight over your head, and as he kind of does a circle, and he says, You'll be granted more power. Believe in yourself and in her ladyship. And you watch as he kind of soars away into the mist. And as this kind of the images start to fade in your mind as the mist kind of overwhelms you, and you kind of awake with a start. It's kind of like mid-morning sometime. Like, it's very dark.
Just kind of breathe or whatever, and then I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Where's Carthos again?
Okay, so...
Is that where we're headed?
So
Eventually.
Carthos is at the mouth of the Fluma River. It is north of the Ashlands, and you have to pass through
I see it. Yeah, the free
Carthos
city, Carthos.
to head up towards Sharitha Pisa. You have to head that way.
Okay.
So it seems that he has given you something to do there.
Perfect. Fuck some shit up.
There you go. Now, as for Azalea, you sleep peacefully, even though you know that you will be passing through Carthos. It is hopefully, in your mind, something you're just passing through. And Cyra, you're just along for the ride at this point. Not
Things have gotten real weird.
it gotten real weird for you. You know what? You're really hopeful as you kind of fall asleep that you're not passing into more weird shit. But you know inevitably that is not the case. And Danny, you sleep very, very heavily. But Danny, as you awaken in the morning, or what you think is the morning anyway, you find yourself alone in the bowels of the Brilliant Barrel. There's no one around. The crates are still here. The ship is still moving, but your comrades aren't nearby.
Out of curiosity, I'm just curious. Like, does the ship go any deeper? Can I get any
There's
lower into the boat?
There's one more deck below you.
I'll go. I'm just exploring.
Yeah, so you head down there and you see there's a bunch of hammocks strung up, and there's some other crates and whatnot, and there's the head in the back, and you don't see anybody back here. It's very strange. There's nobody here.
Any like interesting things like on the wall or chests or
Roll a
anything
perception check for me.
I'm going to get in trouble. 14.
Yeah.
So there's nothing here that really catches your eye. This seems to be there's some like dried foodstuffs. There's people's clothing, but there's nothing here that like you'd want to like take. It's all just kind of random junk.
Any chance there's like a little trap door or something I could stick my head and look under? I want to see the ballast and the water underneath, like in the very base of the boat,
Sure, yeah.
like the bilge.
Yeah, you find a small hatch and you kind of stick your head in there, and it's very dark. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be anything here, at least what you can see anyway.
Is there water in there?
There is. Yep. It's kind of stinky.
Okay. I'll close it up and I'll make my way back to the top deck.
Yeah, so you head out to the top deck, and you don't hear any crew members. You don't see anybody, and it takes you a minute. And though you're not used to the night sky, you don't know all the constellations and the planets and whatnot really. But this is totally different. There are streams of these like greens and pinks and purples, just kind of flowing. These lights in the sky, towers and pillars of red and orange. And the stars are all strange in all strange positions. And where you would expect the moon to be, there's a very dull brown like circle, and it's glowing. It's giving off a little bit of light, but very 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 dim. Very similar to moonlight. And you can see that whatever the surface is roiling, almost like a very upset ocean, like there's a storm or something there. But you can't get a very good view of it. But there seems to be nobody here,
Nobody on the boat,
and
that I can tell.
and nobody at all. And as you look down towards the water, there is no water. You are surrounded by stars and by colors.
I'll reach in my pocket
Uh-huh.
and grab the purple magic crystal from a long time ago. Remember that purple crystal we got out of the... Just out of curiosity, like, hey, pull it out. Is it... Everything is just a rock in my pocket, or...
It is actually glowing, very, very bright. You take it as soon as you take it out of your pack. It's nearly blinding actually, as you kind of like hold it out, but kind of block your eyes.
I'll put it back in my pocket. Oh bugger! And I'm gonna like start pinching myself. Like, come on, wake up!
And as you
Paddington, wake up.
as you go to put this crystal into your pack, and you start trying to wake yourself up, you feel like a large something rustling in your pack where you just had your hand. There's movement there.
Oh jeez!
And go ahead.
Can I set that part of my pack down? Is this like a belt pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to rip that belt pouch off and throw it on the deck.
Yeah. So you take it off and you throw it, and out of the pack is Squishy. Squishy was there. But Squishy, the glass bottle on his head is glowing that same purplish pink color. And though he's only got the one eye, the last time you looked at Squishy, he did not seem so strange. You look into its eye and you see that there's depths of knowledge here, far beyond what you had initially created your friend to be.
So I'm gonna sit like cross-legged, like on the deck. Like, okay, all right, I'm not waking up, but Squishy, are you okay?
Squishy, yes, that is the name that you give this creature. Interesting. And you see it kind of like flop its tentacles around, like almost as if it's not used to them. It's kind of like testing it out. Says you search for knowledge, yes?
Yeah. And I'm gonna like scoot back to the edge of the ship, like with my back against it.
and as you kind of scoot back to the railing, rather than like the wood of the railing, you feel a tentacle kind of grasp onto your shoulder, and then another one, and you like turn to look, and you see it's just Squishy again, but larger, and far larger, like a building sized, almost as big as the ship, almost. And then you realize the ship isn't. It's not the ship. It's another Squishy, just bigger and bigger.
Oh God! What was wrong with that fish I ate earlier? Whoa. Yeah, knowledge. It's seek knowledge, I guess. Oh God.
Now you are headed toward a strange place, young one. There is much to learn and many places to see. I can offer you the knowledge of these places to expand your puny brain. You have only to ask.
My skull's only so large, so I don't know if I can make it much bigger. I'm like trying to pull like tentacles off of me a little bit, like, oh god.
And it seems that this creature knows very well, because it's clearly not squishy anymore. It knows that it has you in its power, whatever it is, and
So what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it lets go of you, but like you're sitting on tentacles now, like it's holding you, but not like grasping you. But it knows that it could probably squish you at any point.
So what's your name, buddy?
As you ask this, you feel almost like you're falling into the eye of this creature as it like gets closer to you, and it begins to speak, but is cut off as the cry of a raven overcomes your senses, and you suddenly like fall into a pit of darkness, just away from this creature. And you hear the sound of ravens in your ears, and you just like, with a start, jolt and awaken next to your comrades below decks. There's a slight gray light kind of throughout the cabin, and you are awake. It seems.
Is anybody else awake?
No, not of your friends anyway. It sounds like there's some crew up above you.
So am I relatively close to? I want to try to wake Tor up.
Yeah. You're within a couple of feet of Tor. Yeah.
Tor, hey Tor.
Uh, 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 yeah, Danny, what's up?
Hey, so that fish we had yesterday, you feeling okay? You feeling okay? Your stomach, all right?
Actually, now that you mention it, kind of weird. Had a dream. Might have been real.
Me too.
Uh,
Tentacles,
no,
and squishy
tentacle
things.
porn.
Oh,
No, I didn't see any tentacle porn.
this is embarrassing. Okay.
But I had a dream about. Do you remember Phyllis
Yeah, sort of.
from a couple of days into our adventure?
It's been a while.
Yeah, he came from the lake.
Yep.
Yeah, he came to me. There's a vampire I need to find and kill in Karthos. Are you with me?
Yeah. I mean, my dream was just stupid. It was just tentacles trying to get me to, I don't know, do things for it that I don't want to talk about. But
Dinky.
well, yeah, maybe. Anyway, it's a stupid dream.
Well-
Yours sounds like it was more of a message.
I think so. Rashag needs the order to be restored. But what do you think your dream means? Do you also need help with something? Because I am
Oh,
definitely down. No.
nope. It was just a stupid dream. Stars and floaty stuff and tentacles. It meant nothing. It was just like
sure?
a fever dream.
There's-
Yeah, for sure.
It could be something. It could be a hidden meaning in it. There's a lot of
Doubt it.
things that come from the spiritual world that we don't always understand.
Well, means nothing. I like Squishy a lot, and I'll get Squishy out. And
Seems
he
perfectly normal. Perfectly normal.
Okay,
Squishy is a good boy.
I'm gonna get
girl.
that little purple gem
Or
and
thing.
just look at it.
It seems to be an inert crystal like amethyst.
Maybe, Danny, if maybe we should just go topside and breathe the ocean air and get some clear air and look at the stars.
Yep. I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay.
And you guys.
So yeah, we'll go up and we'll sit on the fantail and watch the stars.
Yeah, you're maybe got about an hour-ish till dawn, and it's a very cool wind blowing up out of the south, and you can feel the breeze kind of shifting, kind of towards out of the east now from the mouth of the bay. And Muri,
Danny's a goblin, so I'm not
Yeah.
worried about giving him raw meat. So I'm gonna give him some of that bird meat. Here, Danny, you want a snack?
Oh yeah, great raw meat. I haven't had that in a while.
Muri seems to be the only one nearby. She's currently at the helm. There's some other sailors kind of towards the front of the ship, in the rigging and in the crow's nest and whatnot. But yeah, she's the only one that's nearby, and you two are kind of sitting off the back end of the ship, just watching the stars. Is there anything you're specifically looking for? You're just kind of just passing the time. You've had trouble sleep, like.
Yeah, we're just I'm just spending time with Danny. After you had a kind of a weird ass dream. So
And if I get a moment, I am gonna kind of close my eyes and like open them and make sure I'm still in the right place, and then close them and see like think in my head like hello, like trying to talk to things in my head. Like I'm kind of freaking out.
Yeah, a little bit. And you feel a little bit of a reassuring presence from Squishy, but like there's nothing talks to you, nothing like intrudes in your mind. You seem to be in the right place at the right time. There's no strange lights, nothing of that nature. But Tor, as you know, Danny's trying to make himself grounded, as it were. You take kind of a look out to like the southwest is where the Ashlands were, and you know you have your message and your mission, and you know that that's where the power of the enemy lies, but there's nothing you can do for now. And you know to the north, probably more west now, is where Karthos is. But as you kind of shift your gaze to the south, you see a little bit of on the very, very, very edge of the horizon, you see a little bit of a little ribbon of like pinkish purple color, kind of like you've seen them before in your travels, kind of similar to the, I guess in this case would be the Southern Lights, but that you see a little bit of a flash of it for maybe a minute or two before it disappears.
am I able to point this out to Danny?
Yeah, Danny, you're able to, as you kind of open, close, and open, close, and open, close, and open, the kind of the fourth time when you're pretty sure you're good. You look out to the south and you see that kind of ribbon.
Danny, check this out, and I'll point towards it.
Whoa, this doesn't look like what I saw in my dream, right?
It looks similar, but like you're many, many, many miles away versus directly underneath it.
Okay, now just wow, that's really pretty from a distance.
Yes, it is. Occasionally, you get to see these when you're on out to sea. I spent a few months traveling to Karthos, to the free city of Karthos originally when I left. What is that place called? Pazai?
Yeah.
Pazai?
Potsy.
Patsy. When I left Patsy, it took a few months to come around, and sometimes you see that kind of stuff at sea. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, especially down south near Potsy, you would see that a lot of the time. But yeah.
Yeah.
Those girls are missing out. We should have got up. Should have got up early.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm just a little uneasy with the ribbon.
And Danny, as you kind of try to take your gaze away from that, there is something you see, kind of lined along the back rail, that you hadn't really noticed the other day. There's two pairs, like two on the left and two on the far right. They look like they're like cylinders, and they have like a rope attached to the bottom of them. They catch your eye as just something strange. You just hadn't noticed them earlier.
What are those? Now I'm gonna kind of go over and look at them.
And Muri, hearing you, don't touch those, sir. Those are signal rockets. Just don't. We got them on our last trip out to Ora Roman. They sell them there, and it's something that we're trying to import here. To signal for danger and whatnot. We just didn't have. I mean, it was kind of the middle of the day. We didn't use them earlier. We took care of those dwarves well enough. But if there were 2 or 3 of those ships, then we would have fired them in case there was somebody nearby to come help us.
So, fire? Like they'll make fire?
Yeah. So, it's kind of like. She tries to think for a second. She goes, yeah. You light the it's called a fuse. You light the fuse here, and it burns up to this powder, and that will launch out a ball, and then that ball will boom explode with like loud noise and color to attract like attention. They use it in like festivals and whatnot there and celebrations, but I think we can make certain uses for it, of course.
Would you say would I have been relatively familiar with gunpowder or not really?
Not really, no. Gunpowder is it's very rare outside of the continent of Tanoken, which is to the east. They usually use it for uh, celebrations like rockets and things like that.
Damn Chinese.
But the only use for it out west, you didn't even really know it existed.
So,
Go ahead.
so are these propelled by magic or?
No, 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 no. Here, let me show you. And she reaches into one of her belt pouches, and she takes out it looks like a wine skin, and she uncorks it, and she takes out of another pouch. She has like a little bowl, maybe made of stone, and she kind of pours some of the grains into it. It's like little black grains of its gunpowder, and she says, "Do you have a tinder twig? If you take a tinder twig, you can see what
Oh
it does."
yeah, for sure. And I'll use one of my infused reagents and make a tinder twig.
Yeah, so you make one and do you put it to the powder?
Yeah, I'll look at her first. Like, is this what you want me to
Yeah,
do?
yes, yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Burn it.
Yep.
And
Sure.
you watch as it flares up, and just for a moment. It's not a lot of powder, but it really a nice
Wow.
bright flame. Yeah.
I need this stuff. Where
Magic.
do you get it? Can I get a little bit? Can I study some? Do you have some I could have? Like,
Well,
fairly small amount.
I have some you can have. I will give you and she like kind of puts that away, and she's got tons of pockets, you realize, and she pulls one out, and it's like a small pouch, maybe one like a light bulk worth of gunpowder. So it's not a lot. It's maybe like a quarter pound, maybe. That's a lot still, but like for the case that of how much she's carrying, it's not a lot.
Jeez.
You realize that this woman
All
is
right.
loaded.
Oh wow. Yes. Okay. So awesome. And I'm gonna definitely put that in my pouch or my backpack.
She said, "Well, that just be very careful with it. Don't light it all at once, for please. And it's fairly expensive to come by. I see your alchemical proficiency, and I trust that you're able to use this without hurting anybody. I mean, maybe yourself, of course, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's very difficult to procure. Unless you go to the east, then it's fairly easy. But here in the west, Ravardere and the Underhall they hoard their deposits of saltpeter and the other things needed to make it."
So while she's talking, I'm gonna pull out my alchemy set, just kind of open it up on the deck, just right there on the floor.
Yep.
And just kind of start studying it, almost kind of ignoring her. Just take a pinch of it and try different things with it.
Yeah. She quickly takes note of the fact that you have a new project, and she just kind of like she nods to you, Tor, and like kind of smiles in a very understanding way, and it goes back to piloting the ship. And at this point, the dawn is getting much closer, and Cyra and Azalea, you both kind of awaken at roughly the same time as the ship is now sailing to the west, as it's kind of rounded the horn there, and heading towards Karthos. And the sun is just rising, but the two of you are by yourselves down below decks, at least in your little area.
Big yawn.
Like, yeah, I will come up deck. I at this point realize I've known the captain for 2 days and I don't know his name.
Uh-huh.
As far as I know, none of us know his name, and so I'm gonna find Miri.
Yeah, she's at the helm. There are other sailors starting to wake up. And as Cyra goes upstairs. I've been watching The Witcher apparently. As Cyra goes upstairs, Azalea, is there anything you wanted to do while she kind of heads up towards the top deck?
No, I mean, We got attacked by pirates last night. Don't particularly feel like being alone. That ended badly for me last time I tried to do that. So we're just gonna let them. They're not here. Let's see where they went.
Okay. So, yeah, you head up above decks as well, and the two of you spot, Danny and Tor sitting at the back. Tor just kind of watching what's left of the stars, and Danny experimenting. It looks like. Yeah, Muri is at the helm, and Cyra, yeah, you approach her. She just kind of smiles at you.
Does the captain we call him by, or should we just call him the captain?
Well, I would recommend you just call him the captain or captain. But he does have a name. His name is Tar Brinegrinder.
Does he not like being called that?
I think it might be a rank thing. Um, Maybe equals and superiors could call him that. But I think captain just is easier and a little easier on the crew and everybody else around here, and kind of gives his rank in the Merchants Guild wise, of course, makes his word a little bit stronger, and I don't know. Yeah, the captain's a lot easier. There's only one captain. I don't know anybody else named Tar. I know you're named Tor, and she points over to Tor. But I don't know. We
Should
want
we
to
not?
avoid confusion.
But we shouldn't call him like Captain Brinegrinder?
You should probably just call him captain.
Okay.
He gets
What
angry
did he
quickly.
do with the enemies? Why did they go to his cabin?
Oh, well, he, as the captain, has it's his purview to divvy the spoils between the crew, so he was probably
Ooh.
doing that.
That makes sense.
And then, I don't know, sometimes he's hungry and sometimes he's not. It really just depends. But it's useful to get chum, just in case we want fish or larger
That's true.
fish, and bait. So, we gnolls are very pragmatic people, and they don't let anything go to waste. So, yeah, just because they were once a person doesn't mean that they're not food for him or the fish. She just kind of shrugs. She's clearly dealt with that sort of thing for a while, whereas you would think some of the more civilized people might kind of sneer at that, but
I don't care.
yeah,
Siri.
you.
Now I say
Yeah,
Siri
uh-huh.
too. God damn it.
Ha, ha, ha,
Siri
ha.
does not care.
Yeah, as Cyra, you with your upbringing, that means that's normal to you.
Yeah.
Azalea, that's a little different. People that die don't get eaten usually. That they're usually like buried or entombed or at the very worst like used for compost. But yeah,
Hey,
Point, but
Hello.
they did try to kill us, so
we do hate them. Azalea, and I'm gonna try to motion you to pull you aside.
yeah.
You know that thing we got that we're supposed to wait till we were on the water to open? Do you think
No.
it's time to open it? You took it from me. How do you not remember it? I remember. You took it from me, which you're not wrong, but I want to know what happens. It's time.
Are we
We're on the
supposed to
water.
open it on land?
No.
When we're outside, we're away from that.
Wait till we're on the water. That's what Kolokov told us.
Okay,
was
sure.
what-
It was the letter, right?
It's a letter, yeah. Scroll,
Sure.
perhaps. Should we get the boys? It might
No.
be. What? I feel like maybe we should. Tor, Danny. I'm just gonna call them real quick and then try to act like inconspicuous. But I'm way too excited, so I don't expect it to work.
What?
I have a thing I wanted to ask you.
Now kind of start packing up my alchemy thing and making my way over there.
Make me down.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
walking fast, faces past.
We're homebound.
Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so you guys all kind of gather together on the he's very cute. The rear of the MGS Brilliant Barrel, and under the rising the rising sun, you guys take out the scroll that you have been told, warned really, to not open until you're out of the Ashlands and at sea. And as you open the wax seal, that is where we're going to end for today.
What?
And
Wow.
and
I'm just waking up.
And you all
Level
level up.
Uh,
More power.
I'm very excited.